it has been no mystery to anyone who's been on the channel, anyways, that my most anticipated movie for this year is Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 just has awesomeness written all over it, with Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. It's entering the MCU, it's having some fun with the end of the Fox Marvel universe. So, when the writer's strike happened and then the actor's strike happened, and we had that long delay of movies weren't being made, actors weren't shooting in front of a camera, nothing could get going in Hollywood, man, was I getting nervous that Deadpool 3 was going to have to move its release date from 2024 to 2025, maybe even 2026, depending on how long that strike went for. Then the strikes ended, and I was still like, can they pull it off? Can they finish? Well, they actually finished a lot sooner than I expected them to, because they're done. They're done. They're wrapped up filming. They have confirmed this through Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's Instagram accounts. Ryan Reynolds went onto Instagram and wrote this: "The suit hides blood, also sweat. But today, with Deadpool rapping, it's mostly tears. A giant and forever thanks to the cast and crew of our film who battled wind, rain, strikes, and Hugh Jackman, all under the stalwart leadership of Sean Levy. I got to make a movie with my closest pals, and that doesn't happen very often. See ya, July 26th." And he wasn't the only one who confirmed that the shooting for Deadpool is over. We also got confirmation from Hugh Jackman, who posted a fun little video of himself getting the Wolverine beard shaved off. He went on to say, "What a ride. I've loved every minute of making this movie. Well, not the training and the diet, but the other 93.2%. To the best cast and crew, thank you. You are all aces. To two of my best mates, Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, I literally couldn't have done this without you. Literally. July 26th can't come soon enough. Time to shave." Yeah, and he's right, man. July 26th cannot come soon enough. So now you have it. Deadpool 3 is real. They've shot it. It is somewhere in the editing bay. It is getting made right now. So will this movie hit July 26th release date? Because it seems like these kind of movies, they need at least a year and a half of post-production to get a movie done. They've just finished shooting. What are they, 5 months away or something like that? About 5 or 6 months away from this movie actually coming out. Is that too short a time for this movie to hit its release date? Well, the good thing with Deadpool 3 is that while they were on strike, they had a bunch of stuff shot already, hence why they finished shooting so early after the strikes. So they were editing in the post-production bay even during the strikes going on. So while nothing was being filmed, the movie was still being put together. So that definitely puts them on track to get it out on July 26th. So I'm very hopeful. I think they're going to hit it. I cannot wait to see it. But how important is this movie to the MCU? I think that is the biggest question going on right now, because the MCU, they're in a little bit of a, should we say, a lull in their success. Not that they're not doing well. Well, the Marvels definitely did not do well for them. 200 mil. I think it only made like over $200 million worldwide at the box office. Not great for any comic book movie, let alone the MCU. Ant-Man and the Wasp did about just a little bit over 400. The biggest success they had was Guardians of the Galaxy with 800 million. But Marvel is not hitting the numbers that they used to, and the fans are definitely not on as bored with Marvel as they used to be. But Deadpool 3, I think, is the most important project, not just for Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, but for the whole state of comic book movies going forward. Because you've got Deadpool, who, for the majority of non-comic book fans, he is their superhero guy to go to. Like, even if you don't watch the MCU movies, if you don't watch the DCEU, or you're going to be watching the DCU, more casual audiences, I would say, are more familiar with Deadpool and the Deadpool movies than they are with the MCU, especially with how bloated and so much continuity within the MCU and in the DCEU. So Deadpool 3 has to hit, not just for hardcore comic book fans, but for those normal, average day, going to the movie Joe, who just wants to go see a fun comic book movie. He liked Deadpool 1, he liked Deadpool 2. He has no idea that Deadpool 3 is taking place in the MCU, but he doesn't care because it's Deadpool. Deadpool has to hit on all fronts. And with this team that they got lined up with Ryan Reynolds, with Hugh Jackman, with Sean Levy, Wolverine, Deadpool, I think this movie has the most potential of hitting $1 billion. And Marvel hasn't had $1 billion film in a little bit, which is a little bit off kilter for them. But if any film's going to do it, it's going to be this. Now let's look on the flip side. Deadpool 3. If Deadpool 3, for some reason, maybe the strikes affected it, I don't know, it turns out not so great. Not even that it turns out horrible, not even that it turns out terrible, but just kind of turns out average okay. Even that, I think, will be detrimental to the MCU and even comic book movies going forward, because if one thing in this movie doesn't click, if it doesn't work and it's just a little bit underwhelming, because of how underwhelming and how much the comic book genre has lost the casual audiences over these last couple years has been, I think if Deadpool is one of those movies where they walk out feeling like, oh man, it was just another run-of-the-mill, blah, it doesn't look like it's going to be over CGI. For the most part, it looks like this movie was shot off the side of the road, which I think is hilarious. It just looks like they shot this. They pulled up somewhere and just shot it in the mountains for a couple days. I'm sure there's going to be CGI elements to it, but it definitely doesn't look like it's going to be like Ant-Man and the Wasp CGI kind of movie. So, yeah. Deadpool 3, there's a lot of promise with it. I think it needs to hit. I think it's Marvel's most important project they've ever had. Next to the Avengers, the very first Avengers, I think Deadpool 3 is their most important project since then. Well, thank you very much for checking out this clip from our live show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time called Zach Milne Talks Live. If you like talking movies, if you like talking movie news, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave? We do that on this channel all the time. But if you still need some time before you fully commit, you can check out the full video. This clip is from right here, and you can check out another video over here. The subscribe button's right here.